Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the Retro No Cap Recap of The Curse of Oak Island Season 5, Episode 14, called The Templar Connection. Originally aired on February 13th, 2018. If you want more recaps of previous and future episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously, on The Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 229 years. On Oak Island Smith Cove in Nova Scotia, Canada, on October 16, 2017, Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton find this lead cross 10 inches under the beach. Rick had seen the carving on the left in Dome Prison in France 1 week earlier during a field trip in which the team was researching a possible Templar connection to Oak Island. The cross was later found to contain lead from southern France and was dated 1300s to 1400s, making a Templar connection highly probable. In 1095 AD, Jerusalem was the epicenter of the struggle for the Holy Land. It began as the capital of the Jewish tradition. It later becomes a significant area for Christians as Jesus was born in Bethlehem, 6 miles south of Jerusalem. It's important to Muslims because Muhammad goes from Mecca to Jerusalem, from where he ascends to heaven. Pope Urban II summoned Christians from all over Europe to join a military campaign to recapture Jerusalem from the Muslims that have ruled the area for over 400 years after seizing it from Christians of the Roman and Byzantine empires. After that first crusade was successful, within 4 years, a flood of Christian pilgrims headed for Jerusalem. These journeys were long and dangerous. In 1118, influential French knight Hugh de Payne proposed a protection system for them, headquartered at the Temple Mount. You can see the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount in the upper left of this picture. Hugh and 8 others formed the Knights Templar, taking their name from the Temple Mount. Some believe that the stated purpose of protecting pilgrims was just a cover, and one of the things the Knights Templar did was a survey of the Temple Mount, including the many underground passages. They stopped excavations suddenly after 10 years. Some believe they may have found the Ark of the Covenant and other holy relics, and because of this, they were able to extend their influence and recruit new members all across Europe. 5,000 knights strong, by 1307, they were able to amass wealth and power. They also developed one of the first banking systems that allowed pilgrims to deposit money with the Templars in their original cities and then present a letter of credit in their destination city to collect that money so that there was no danger of it being stolen along the way. Popes gave the Templars cross-border access across Europe as well as tax exemption. The Templars had lent King Philip IV of France a lot of money, leading him to decide they were Satanists guilty of defiling the church. King Philip convinced the Pope to back him up and press charges against the Templars, which is why some of them were in that Dome, France prison. On Friday the 13th of October 1307, King Philip arrested the Grand Master and had him tortured for 7 years before finally burning him at the stake. Before his death, the Grand Master curses the king and the Pope, saying they will be judged before God and die within a year and a day. They did both die within the next year, the Pope from a long illness and the king from a stroke at the age of 46. Additionally, King Philip's 3 sons and grandson also die, destroying the Capetian dynasty. About 500 Knights Templar were never arrested nor put on trial, meaning some could have escaped Europe, possibly with any precious holdings of the order. The order was thought to have 18 ships at New Rochelle, but they were all gone by the time Philip's men got there. It is believed that they traveled north to Scotland, which was much more open to the Templars because its king was also in trouble with the Pope. That king was Robert the Bruce, who is featured in the movies Braveheart and Robert the Bruce. I've not seen the latter, but I'm wondering now if there's Templar content. Let's check that out. The Templars must have realized the danger they were in because they sent money, treasure, and documents to places they knew would be safe. Some researchers believe fugitive Knights Templar were protected for decades by one of Scotland's most influential families under the guidance of their patriarch, Henry Sinclair. The Sinclairs and their French relatives, the St. Clairs, were very involved in the early days of the Knights Templar. Their surviving knights wanted to find a homeland of their own and may have known about the New World 3,000 miles to the west. There is evidence that many lands knew about and or visited the North American continent hundreds of years before Columbus. Zena Halpern's maps led her to believe that English Baron Ralph de Soudeley, who fought alongside the Templars in the Crusades, took a voyage to Oak Island from 1178 to 1180 and buried treasure there. Some researchers believe that Henry Sinclair and ships full of Knights Templar sailed to modern-day Nova Scotia, or New Scotland, in 1398, and the indigenous Mi'kmaq people, whose tradition includes stories of a European that arrived from the east on a ship and brought with him many gifts and advanced knowledge, and that they recognize as Henry Sinclair. In 2015, Rick, Marty, and members of the team traveled to Overton, Nova Scotia to be shown this carved rock that features the Mi'kmaq symbols of an eagle feather and tobacco leaves, as well as a Templar cross. The Mi'kmaq ceremonial flag is a reverse match for the Templar battle flag. Further, coconut fiber, not native to Oak Island nor anywhere near it, was found underground in Smith's Cove and was carbon dated from 1260 to 1400 AD. Coconut fiber and eelgrass were used as a filtration system for the finger drains, also found there long ago, that are believed to feed flood tunnels in the Money Pit area. Further, coconut fiber was found underground in Smith's Cove and was carbon dated from 1260 to 1400 AD. Coconut fiber and eelgrass were used as a filtration system for the finger drains, also found there long ago, that are believed to feed flood tunnels in the Money Pit area. Read that twice, so sorry. Another link to the Knights Templar is Freemasonry. Daniel McGinnis, discoverer of the Money Pit in 1795, was a Freemason, and all of the leaders of the early excavations were as well, including the chapels and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Many other participants were also Freemason, including the Curse of Oak Island team members Charles Barkhouse and diver Tony Sampson. Freemasons have many of the same symbols, rites, and rituals. Another possible tie to the Knights Templar is Rosslyn Chapel, built in 1446 by Henry Sinclair's grandson William. Rick, Marty, and members of the team visited it in 2014 and saw this man holding a rope wrapped around a blindfolded man's neck, which is exactly what happens in a Freemason ritual. Freemasonry, however, did not exist until 250 years after Rosslyn Chapel was built. The last piece they talk about as possible evidence that the Templars and Freemasonry are linked is Freemasonry Hebrew texts that recount the story of Enoch, who built levels under King Solomon's temple to store treasure and knowledge. In the 9th and final level, he put a golden triangle known as the Enochian Delta inscribed with the word God. In the Money Pit, there are 9 levels, 10 feet between each of them, and on the 9th level, the 90-foot stone was found. No Cap recaps of season 11 will debut Tuesday late nights, and I'll also continue these retro No Cap recaps of seasons 5 through 8, seasons 1 through 4, 9, and 10, and the aired episodes of season 11 are already done. Upcoming streams answering your financial questions with Coach Steve Money most Saturdays and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Ramsey Show After Show February 13th and 19th, and that is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money, I'm a Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere, even Oak Island. Email about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money or CashApp $Coach Steve Money. Or you can send a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Thank you so much for watching.